this way.
What else? Last but not least, in case I decide to play the Titanic tonight, we have some life jackets underneath the hatch doors in front of me. Don't worry, I'm not playing that, but we don't have the life jackets, okay? So those are all the safety rules. Are we all agree with them? Yes, perfect. So let's start. And I would like to start by mentioning two places in this area. The first one is on the left side, La Villita. La Villita means a little village, and it's very special because it's a place where San Antonio had its first neighborhood back in 1722. Nowadays, you're going to find different art galleries, shops, different restaurants here, and also they are going to have an event this night in order to receive the new year. So probably that is a place where you can go later. The other place is the one that we have on the left and right side, because we're in the middle of it. This is the Arneson River Theater. Very famous because of the movie Miss Congeniality. Do you remember that movie, Miss Congeniality, Miss Simpatia with Sandra Bullock? Yeah, here's where they had the batsuit contest. Yeah, and after that scene, you will see Sandra Bullock walking through the Rosita Bridge that is in front of us. So in this theater, you're going to see by the right side, by the wall, those 5 bells that represent the 5 Taco Bells in San Antonio. No, I'm just joking. I wanted to know who was paying attention. No, they represent the 5 missions that we have here in San Antonio. I don't know, have you ever heard about them? But there are 5 beautiful buildings from the 1700s that you can enjoy nowadays. It's totally free to visit all of them, so I would recommend that you do that. And well, this is one of my favorite places for the Christmas lights, so I would recommend that you take some pictures, selfies, videos here in this area. The other one is by the Selena Bridge. We're going to see it later, okay? And in the meantime, on the right side, we are going to find the Briscoe Museum from 2013. That building, of course, is not that modern, how you can see. That building is from 1930. In 1930, that used to be the public library here in San Antonio. But here in San Antonio, we have a rule that says that we cannot tear all buildings down. We cannot destroy them. We like to recycle them, right? For that reason is that you're going to see that we use a lot of old buildings. In this case, this one was a museum after the library closed, but it was a circus museum that didn't work well. And now we have the Briscoe Museum, where you can learn more about the Western art or the Western culture. Okay, and I know that I just mentioned the rules, but just a friendly reminder to avoid touching bridges. Overall, this one, because it's very sharp, I don't want you to get hurt. Just maybe some of you are going to have a haircut here on the left side, but don't worry, no extra charge. No, don't worry, you're going to be fine. If you remain seated and you don't try to touch it, you're going to be fine. Don't touch it, don't touch it. There we go. And well, coming up on the right side also, we will see a little island that is very special. First of all, because it is a natural heart-shaped island that was formed by the roots of the cypress tree that you can find on it. The legend says that since Mexican Revolution, couples start getting married on that small island. And since here in San Antonio people love traditions, you will see that we're still having weddings. About 300 weddings every year on that small island. Yeah, 300 weddings, and also a lot of people propose. There. Just in case someone needs to hear that on my boat, right? The marriage island is also very important because that's the place where San Antonio had its first Catholic Mass back in 1691. But I'm gonna tell you a little more about it later, okay? And since we already saw the marriage island, would you like to see also the divorce island?
Yes.
No, we don't have that. But I would like to show you the largest and oldest continuously operating courthouse in Texas, the Bexar County Courthouse from 1897. And just to let you know, they have a museum that is totally free and it's open from Mondays through Fridays. Well, I don't believe that tomorrow is going to be open, but the following day in case you are staying here in San Antonio. And look at my left side now. I would like that you pay attention to the very top of that building. So you get to see those gargoyles coming out at the very top of the tower. Very tall. If you already saw them, now pay attention to the street level on top of the first floor. Do you get to see in this area all those ugly faces? Well, the first owners of that building, the Smith brothers, were very, very superstitious. So those are not there just because of decoration style or because of rains. They actually thought that by putting those, they were going to be able to ward off all evil spirits and bad business. Guess what? They didn't work, of course. They didn't work. Actually, that building was a failure because for their bad luck, that building was finished the same year when the stock market crash, 1929. And do you remember what happened after that, right? Great Depression was started. Yeah, the Smith brothers went to bankrupt. And the worst part is that they had to sell that building that cost them $3 million for just about $300,000. Really sad, right? The name of that building nowadays is Tower Life Building because we used to have a life insurance company operating there. Okay, and now I'm gonna honk the horn of my boat. Please do not jump from my boat, it's just me, okay? 1, 2, 3. There you go. And I have to do this because we are about to enter into a two-way traffic area. We don't want accidents overall in this part. We are now in the deepest part of the river. And I don't know if you know that most of the river, the area that we are visiting today, is just 3 to 5 feet deep. But this is an exception. This area is between 15 to 20 feet deep. Yeah. And going to the opposite way, there is a 15 feet drop, 5 meters drop. Yeah, that's why I never go south. So, why is this area deeper and why do we have that drop there? Why we just passed by a gate and why there are too many holes on the wall on the left side? There are too many questions, but all of them have the same answer. It is because all this area is part of the flood control system. It was created after a mega flood in 1921. Just to give you an idea how serious it was, imagine the water 9 feet or 3 meters above of the street level. Above of it, yes. That's what happened in the Houston street. So about 50 people died during the flood and we had a lot of damage here in the city. For that reason is that Robert Hackman, who is the person who created the Riverwalk, created also the flood control system that little by little was improved by the city. That's why we don't flood anymore here. At least here in the downtown area. Yeah. Okay, now here on the right side we have the Dewey Plaza Hotel. That used to be the Alamo Bank in 1929. You still see some remains inside of the hotel. And the owner of the hotel gave the little bridge behind me to the city in order to link the Riverwalk with the main plaza that is going to my left side. The main plaza is where you are going to find important buildings as the Berry County Courthouse that I mentioned before, and also the oldest church in Texas, San Fernando Cathedral from 1731. So from Tuesdays through Sundays, they have a beautiful light show. And guess what? It's free, yes. So that's something else that you can do these days. It's going to be at 9 or 9:30 p.m. in front of the church. But you don't have to remember the name of the church. Just go to the main plaza because that's easier to remember, okay? And look how beautiful. Look, that cypress tree in front of us is going to be on the left side now. Looks so beautiful with the Christmas lights. But let me tell you that this area, that tree had a different scenario back in 1835. In 1835, a Mexican sniper was hidden on that tree, securing all the area. And from there, he shot Benjamin Milan, who was about 2 or 3 blocks away from here. Now, in order to kill someone that far in the 1800s, in order to see him, that means that that tree was already big, right? Yeah, imagine, that's the oldest tree that we have along the riverbank. It's a cypress tree, as most of the trees that we are going to see along the Riverwalk, but nowadays we call it the Ben Milan tree. Okay, and we just passed by flood gate number 3. Just to give you a better idea about the flood that I was talking about in 1921, look on the left side. Inside of the hotel, you're going to see some chandeliers, right? The water covered them. Yeah, the water covered those chandeliers. Back then, the building was a CPS electric building. And here on my right side, we are going to find also the Esquire Tavern. That's the oldest bar along the Riverwalk. It was inaugurated in 1933 to celebrate the end of Prohibition. But the rumor says that during Prohibition, the owners used to have a barber shop there. Yeah, of course. People used to be very happy with their haircuts. They repaired it every weekend. Okay, and now, this is another place where you can take good pictures of the Christmas lights. And you can hear the bell of St. Mary's Church, the second oldest church in the area. Is going to be on the left side. Actually, you're going to see the office and shops from here. It's a beautiful building. And next to it, we are going to see what used to be St. Mary's School back in 1850s. Nowadays is La Mansion Hotel, because how I mentioned before, we love to reuse old buildings, right? In this case, most of them are hotels nowadays. And look on the right side. You see all those people standing there? We call them tourists. Yes, tourists in their natural habitat. No joking. This is another location where you can start with these tours. It's the same company, same tours, just different location, different accents also. Tonight you get the Peruvian accent, yeah? Okay, and well, I don't know if you remember that I mentioned that my second favorite place for the Christmas lights was by the Selena Bridge. Do we have any Selena fans by any chance in this boat? Oh, there you go. Vini, vini, vamos, amor prohibido. Right? So that is the one in front of us is the Selena Bridge. Just in case you want to come back to take pictures of this bridge, I need to warn you about something. You won't find her name on that bridge, okay? It is not there. And the reason why is because the real name of that bridge is Robert Hackman. Who? Robert Hackman. He is the one who created the Riverwalk, the reason why you're here tonight. But people start calling it Selena after Selena the movie was released in 1997. Let me tell you that that bridge became as famous as Jennifer Lopez with that movie. Yeah, just because you could find it in one of the scenes. Yeah, that's the place where Selena was proposed. And that's why nowadays is one of the favorite places for proposals. Huh? Just giving ideas here. So since all people wanted to know the place where Selena was proposed, they started coming and calling it with that name. So Robert Hackman or Selena Bridge. Okay, here look on the left side. That's the building that I mentioned before. Used to be the boarding school for boys. And on the other side, we have the Mocara Hotel on my right side. That used to be Frank Saddle Company, which was the largest saddle company in the world back in 1918. Nowadays, of course, another hotel. Okay, and I would like to show you an optical illusion here, okay? I would like that you pay attention to the left side of the boat, the first building you're going to look up, okay? Left side, look up. There you go. That platform looks like a freestanding boat, okay? That building used to be the Nick's Hospital from 1930, one of the first air conditioning hospitals in the nation, and the place where the famous comedian and actress Carol Burnett was born. Yes, Carol Burnett was born there. Okay, I'm gonna remain quiet here, just enjoy the music. Also remember to smile, people are taking pictures of you, you're famous when you're in this boat. There you go. Okay, and now in front of us we have the Hyatt Regency Hotel from 1981. So in the lobby of that hotel there is a passage that links the Riverwalk with the Alamo Plaza. That means that you can go straight to the Alamo, right? I don't know if they opened it already because some of the streets were closed a month ago, and I was on vacations, I just came back. But just to let you know, if you want to know where the Alamo is behind that hotel. Also inside, you're going to find beautiful waterways That represents the water system that was created by the Spaniards in the 1700s in order to provide water to what nowadays we call the Alamo. Back then, Mission San Antonio de Valero, the first mission that we had in San Antonio in 1718. Coming up on the right side of the boat, also passing the bridge, we are going to find Casino Club building. But don't get excited, it's not a casino. I'm sorry, no gambling tonight. It's just the name. Casino Club building used to be a social gathering place for the German community when it was inaugurated in 1927. Nowadays, how you can see, we have a restaurant in the two first floors, and on top we have apartments. And would you believe if I tell you that the rent of one bed, one bath in that building is just $835 a month? 700 square feet. No bad at all, right? Yeah. So you can apply if you want. Just make sure to come back in 15 years. Yeah, because it's a long playlist. I wish I could live there. That would be very convenient for my commute, right? Imagine people come downstairs and they have mariachi. Look, all the restaurants here with Christmas lights. All the options of food here. Mexican food, Tex-Mex, Mexican food, Japanese Mexican food, Chinese Mexican food, Mexican food. Did I mention the Mexican food already? No, I'm just joking. You have many options here. Look, you can even eat in our boats. Oh, so jealous. Why do they have food in their boat? Where is our table, right? Well, if you would like to have that experience, you can do it. You can go to any of the restaurants along the Riverwalk and let them know that you want to have your dinner here, and they are going to set up everything for you. There are private tours. But let me tell you that this Riverwalk wasn't like this always. You couldn't always hear mariachis here or see all these people. Actually, at the beginning, people didn't want to come to open business or even walk because they were very scared about the floods in the past. That's why, look on the right side of the boat, where you can see that round wall. You're going to see the place where Robert Hackman decided to set up his office. He was trying to prove people that it was safe to be here in this Riverwalk. But people didn't trust him. The poor Robert Hackman had to wait 5 years to finally see the first business open. So in 1946, after 5 years, finally Casa Rio opened its doors here on the right side in that beautiful building from the 1700s. So Casa Rio was the first but also the only business along the Riverwalk for about 20 years. Yes, it was until 1968 when most of businesses started coming to the Riverwalk, as the one in front of us, Hilton Palacio del Rio. But I'm gonna let you enjoy all the mariachis and then I'm gonna talk about Hilton, okay?
Demostrándoles cariño, así terminó su vida Arturo Garza Trevi. Kilómetros
Beautiful. Okay, so what I was saying, most of business start coming in 1968, as for example, Hilton Palacio del Rio. By the way, is someone staying there? Because it is in front of the place where we started with the tour. No one at Hilton? Okay, so I can talk about it now. No, I'm just joking. I was going to talk about it anyways. No. So, Hilton Palacio del Rio was actually a challenge. Because the city of San Antonio used to be totally different before Hemisphere 68, before the World's Fair that we had that year, 1968. The city wasn't prepared for that. They had to get ready and they started building a lot of things here. San Antonio changed. There were not enough hotels for 7 million people that were coming to be part of this event. That's why Adrian Zachary Company decided to take the challenge of Hilton. They had less than 1 year to build it. So what do you think? Could they finish on time with that hotel? Less than a year? Yes, you have faith, man. That's good. Of course they did. Believable or not, Hilton was finished in only 7.5 months. 202 working days. How was that even possible? I'm going to tell you. They started building the 4 first floors and the center of the building there, but at the same time, they were building the rooms 7 miles away. Modular rooms, something new back then. after those rooms had everything, plumbing, electricity, carpets, furniture, lamps, TVs, everything of them, with two huge cranes, they started lifting the room, putting one on top of the other one, like playing Legos. Yeah, they were playing Legos with that building, and that's why they could finish on time. The craziest part is that the owner of the company, Zachary, and his wife were in the first room that was lit. They were on the balcony waiting everybody outside while the crane took them to the top of the fifth floor. That's crazy, right? There is a video on YouTube where you can see step by step how that building was built, including what I just mentioned now. Hilton Palacio del Ruiz is in the Guinness Book of Records, by the way. And another building that is in that book is the Fairmont Hotel. We won't say it right now, but I'm going to tell you where it was built. So look in front of us, that huge Marriott hotel with the green lights, right? So that is the place where Fairmont used to be. So what happened? Because do you remember that I mentioned that we cannot destroy all buildings, right? How is it possible that we have another hotel there? Well, it's because the city decided to relocate the Fairmont Hotel in order to build Marriott. That's crazy, right? I've seen people moving houses, but imagine to move a 1,600 tons building, 5-story building using dollies. That's crazy. So, Fairmont Hotel is the largest building ever moved through the city streets in pneumatic tires. That's why nowadays you are going to find it in the Guinness Book of Records. Okay, and since we're going to have a party there, I don't know if I'm going to be able to talk. If not, we're going to dance like sitting, okay, but just sitting, or play. Okay, in the meantime, in front of us, we have the Stargazer. The beautiful statue was made by the Mexican artist Pedro Reyes almost 3 years ago, and it's open to interpretation. Oh, I see. So we have too many places to come later. And look also in front of us on the right side, but you have to look up. You get to see that space needle that looks like a big cupcake on top of a giant churro. Yeah, I'm hungry already. That is Tower of the Americas. And that was the theme structure for Hemisphere 68, the World's Fair that I was talking about before. That building is 750 feet tall, over 200 meters tall. And the record is one person that taking the stairs went to the top in only 5 minutes and 18 seconds. Yeah, I don't know how is that even possible, right? 5 minutes is the record since 1985, over 900 steps. You can go faster than that, just make sure to take the elevator off. And they have a restaurant, bar, and observatory. Those kids are very excited.
You gotta get paid when you work.
Okay, something else that was built for Hemisphere 68 is this beautiful convention center, Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. The name is in honor of the first Mexican-American congressman in the nation. Here you will find not only good restaurants, but also there is a theater with the name of Laila Cockrell, who was the first female mayor in San Antonio and also in the States. So, on top of her name, you're going to find a beautiful piece of art that is called The Confluence of the Civilizations in the Americas. So you're going to see in the center of the image, for example, the representation of Adam and Eve. In between them, a little kid that we call Paco. Paco represents the future of San Antonio because he's standing on top of the Alamo. If you're going to take the picture, don't worry, we're going to get back. We're going to get back. And well, so some indigenous people also were represented there, the first Europeans that came to the Americas and more. And also, I see some kids here. Kids, do you know how the mosaics are made? No? Have you ever heard? No? Do you like puzzles? Yeah, you like to play with puzzles? Imagine one huge puzzle with 400,000 pieces. That's big, right? Yeah, that's what you can see there. The only difference is that the artist, before making that huge puzzle, he has to go and look for different stones with different colors, because all those colors, well, with the exception of the blue one, they're natural colors. And after he finds all these colors, he's going to start making that huge image with 400,000 pieces. Amazing, isn't it? Okay, and if you are wondering why I'm turning here and I didn't go through that area, it's not because I'm lazy, okay? It is because there are some bumpers underneath the water that are broken and they were damaging our boats. That's why we are not able to go around that area unless you want to get stuck there and wait for the new year there, right? No, we don't want that. So yeah, that's why we just are here. So look, again here, the mosaics that I was talking about. You can take a picture right here. I'm gonna go slower. There you go. And well, before I continue, I have a few questions because I love to know what people think or know about this river. I want to know who in this boat says that this river is natural. If you believe so, please raise your hand. Natural. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Who says that the river is man-made? Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Who says that this may be both natural and man-made? Maybe. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. And who says that this is not even a river? No more options. What about the rest? Okay. So the answer is both. Yeah. So even if you say natural or man-made, you were right because it's actually both. This river originates about 5 miles north from here, eventually feeds into the Guadalupe River and flows all the way into the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah, it goes that far. But we do also have some small man-made areas, like this one for example, that was added in 1968 for Hemisphere 68 in order to link the original Riverwalk from 1941 with the convention center that we just saw. On the opposite side of the Stargazer, there is another man-made area from 1988 that was added in order to link the Riverwalk with the mall. And the third one that we saw earlier is the one where we have the flood control system. That's why I mentioned most of the river is natural, right? Also, I would like to know if someone by any chance know the name of the river. Yes, sir, that's right. San Antonio. That's simple. Yeah, San Antonio. The name is in honor of Saint Anthony of Padua. San Antonio de Padua. You're going to see a statue of him. Hopefully we get to see a little bit. There you go. Here on the right side, you can see it. Not the gentleman, but the statue. It's a little dark. So, just to let you know, the name of the river is not because of the city. It's actually the opposite. Because the river got the name first. Back in 1691, Father Massonet, a Catholic priest, was in an expedition through these lands. And he decided to stop by the riverbank. Do you remember the Marriage Island at the beginning of the tour? Yeah, he stopped right there in order to celebrate the first Catholic Mass that we had in the area. That day happened to be June 13th, when the Catholic Church celebrates St. Anthony of Padua feast. And that's the reason why he named the river after him. That's simple. Yeah, that's simple. Years later, the first mission was named after the river, and many years later is that the city was named after the first mission, so that's the order. Also, some people ask me sometimes if it is possible to fish in this river, and the answer is yes. I wouldn't recommend that you do it here in this area because we have too many boats coming back and forth, right? But yes, you can find fish. You're going to find here tilapias, catfish, sunfish, carps, bass, among others. Also, new species was found in this river. I don't know, have you ever heard about the cell phone fish? No, I'm just joking, but we have a lot of cell phones. Yes, a lot of phones here. How do I know this? Well, it is because every 2 years, the city drained the river in order to clean it. Last time they did it, about 2 years ago, they were found about 1,000 cell phones only in this area. Yeah, that's why I told you at the beginning to be careful with yours, because many things fall in this river overall from the boats, right? And also people do all the time. About 300 people fall every year. Yeah, overall during the weekends, you know what I mean? Yeah, people are thirsty those days, right? Yeah. Well, now you're going to see when we pass the following bridge, we're going to get back to the natural course of the river. So here is where the man-made area from 1968 begins. It goes all the way to the convention center.
What do you think about 10% artificial?
And when we turn, I would like that you pay attention behind me on the street level. You're going to see a red statue that is called the Torch of Friendship and represents the friendship between Mexico and San Antonio. Was made by the Mexican artist Sebastian 22 years ago. So behind me on my left side is going to be a street level. There you go, the Torch of Friendship. And here is where I have to say that unfortunately everything comes to have an end. Oh, this will be the end for us. It's not you, it's me. No, I'm just joking. Few directions before we finish, okay? The first one will be to please remain seated as I secure the boat. I'm gonna let you know when you are safe to stand up. Also, look around you. Make sure that you don't leave anything behind. Stay with all your beloved children, mother-in-law, everything goes with you, please, okay? And also we have some trash bins for your convenience on your way out. If someone is going to be waiting for you in order to show you beautiful pictures. They're beautiful because you are on them, so check them out. And last but not least, tipping your boat captain is allowed, accepted, and very, very much appreciated, of course. I'm going to be leaving my little tip jar here on top of my helm. And I do also have Venmo and Cash App, just in case you would like to leave me something and you're not carrying cash. The QR codes are going to be on the tip jar as well. So my name is Claudia. I want to thank you for coming tonight. I hope that you have enjoyed the history, the ride, the lights, the music, and all we have along. And I hope that you continue to enjoy this beautiful city and the rest of the year. Happy New Year to all of you.